Hi, this is Zak Mir with the Bulletin Board Heroes for Share Talk on Thursday, the 2nd of August. Starting off with Fulham Sho, where you can see that stock is breaking back above both the 200-day moving average, the black line there at 11.28 pence, and also this triangle formation, which has been in place since the beginning of the year. I suppose the resistance line there at 11 pence, so while above that, looking for a retest maybe of the initial resistance of 2018 up towards 15 pence. So a reasonable risk reward initially on that, especially if this is the beginning of a decent move. Next up, a stock which is not a penny share, but still looks as though it might move like one. Another triangle break there for, actually it's a falling wedge break, in fact, for Gattaca, with the push above and the gap through the 50-day moving average at £1.31. That's normally a good sign. The gaps through the 50-day line. Looking for initial target here of £1.60, especially while we remain above the resistance line there from March, which is around the 125 level. On to a stock which is quite highly followed, Kodal Minerals. You'll see it everywhere on Twitter, etc. Here we've got the breakout of a falling wedge, clear one here, hitting the 200-day moving average 0.17 as an initial target. End of day or end of week close above that should give us 0.25, and one would hope there's decent momentum behind the situation with this spike in volume that we've seen, and also the way that there was such a congestion going into the breakout to start August. On to another stock which is a bit of a bulletin board hero. It comes in the form of a red emperor. Here we go on the chart. Nice trend channel there, a wide one from April. Top of the channel heading as high as 3.5 pence, while we're above the floor at 2 pence. We had a golden cross and a gap higher, which remains unfilled last month, and also a gap higher through the 50 and 200-day moving averages in June. So everything, well, a decent set of bullish positives there on the technical front. Stock which you see all over the place as well on the bulletin boards is Tlou Energy. Just thought I'd mention it again. We had the gap through the top of the falling wedge from October last year, holding above the 50-day moving average at 6.3 pence, which is a decent support area at the moment, and looking for a retest of the 200-day zone, currently at 9.73, only really back below 6 pence. Currently questions the upside scenario. Finishing off with a stock which I'm slightly wary of in terms of looking at as a bullish situation, obviously given the decline that we saw from, or the painful decline we saw from March, but we have had a gap through, had gap within this falling wedge formation, broke that, the top of that, and the 50-day moving average at 11 pence. And really, while we're above the 50-day line, looking for a minimum here as high as 16.5 pence, and maybe a bit more given that the May intraday peak was through 20. But at least while above 11, looking for 16. Obviously, given the history of the stock, stop losses there have to be enforced rather strictly. That's it from me. More updates at the same time tomorrow.